Let's see what happens the second time. This is what I'm playing. Fantastic. Easy way to give people credit. Open-handed. I want a new thing. I've done the belligerent thing. I've done the belligerent thing for my beloveds. I want to be brave. I want to be brave and do a new thing. And I want to make up the new thing out of the lessons of love from the folks who are in our lives at any given point. I want that. So we have an opportunity right now. This is more of the Roe versus Wade, and this is core for me, us. We have an opportunity right now to build laws that are not at anyone's whim. We can introduce, there are enough folks who understand the nuances between divisiveness and diversiveness, who understand the importance of weaving languaging that is rooted in humanity, not in any particular gender, because gender is fluid culturally. From here forward, folks, it's woven into our languaging. Yay! It'll get easier and simpler when it's an accepted thing. We move through the cultural layers. It gets easier. And for right now, we're figuring out what the languaging is that feels good and that builds bridges. Some of it's building bridges where repair work is done on our foundation and in our foundations and in our roots. In some cases, it's working on bridges that are getting people to new spaces when they don't want to stay where they are. In some cases, like ours, it's bridging either into a future or simply being in a future and then building the bridges back, because we can fly and we sort of fly and then root into the land there. That's what we get to do. You know, it's figuring out what is the magic that explains it, and then show how that's lived in the world, and be in a conversation that it is a game, not, oh my God, it's, you know, it's a game and it's the Matrix and it's terrible and we did that already, and it's been on film and it's all over the place, and we don't need to live it. It's a window. It's simply a window. It's fantastic. Great job, all of the everybody's. We get to have that in our roots and be complete. We get to have that be composted into nutrients that we get to compost the nutrients into idiosyncratic nutrients for ourselves and our dreams. We get to build with seeds of things that we curate. I want, for those who find me a curatable a feast, cornucopious feast of curatable wowdoms that seed people's goodness and greatness. If that's how you would think about me, if you had those kinds of words, and now that you have them, you do think that, if that's your thing, there's a place to come play here. I'm playing a game where I'm wonderful. I just got that. if I'm wonderful, when people come and they choose me and I choose them, and they're wonderful whether they know it or not, because I'm wonderful, and in my wonderfulness I have creed, I have declared that wonderfulness shall be my, delighted everything, because yeah. Right. Joy, wisdom, yeah, joy, wisdom, opportunity, and wonder. Yes, absolutely. I can't. Sometimes I switch the wonder to the wisdom, and it always the wisdom right on the heels of the joy, because that's what opens up. You got that joy and wisdom. That's when that opportunity happens, and then at the end, it's that wonder, newness thing at the skin. That it's I love it so much. So yes. Um. Okay. There is a new valuation that we're in a position to slide, flow, step, prance your dance in the shoes you choose, JWoww, right? Please, t-shirt, we already got the t-shirt design, the thing, somebody take care of that, please, all that stuff. I love that stuff. See, I love that stuff. I love that stuff. It's okay to love that stuff. I want to love it in a way that takes care of the environment and lets us play and lets us do the thing that is the fun part of healing the wounds made by the 4 H's of the apocalypse. Healing those wounds in a way that bliss and pleasure can be along those same channels and edges and feel safe. Sovereignty and safety for me are the S's of bliss. Well, sovereignty's in the safety. So there's safety is one, and I'll get back to you on the other one. Yeah, there's some Ouroboros stuff in there. There are. May, please tell me which part is powerful for you. I am learning who we are in the world anew. You're star seed sovereigns in my game, in my growth agentiality, magic, and empowerment game. And so, what is your lens stack about me, us, that has something to be powerful? I want to hear that. Please, if you are so inclined to share, and all of the other nice things that I would say if I had the thing that I would like to have on and this is the place where I don't always do that, and please know that I would do that. Okay, and I hope that that's enough, and thank you. Okay, I think I did that. That's what I can do. Okay, great. All right, thank you. Okay. I have a global tribe. I've got lots of creative endeavors. Linda or Joseph may, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Nassar. Thank you. And I am honored by the offering, and folks will help me know what there is next to do. And somebody please get in touch with someone within the Panion. All right. And thank you. And thank you. And I'm playing my game, and I get to be surprised by the things and delighted and blown away. And because even though I built the game, I don't know how I built it, because I built it to build itself, and I would trust it. And now I actually am doing that. It's fantastic. I'm ready for please someone to build a game out of my life. I'm excited about this. Virtual physical tech, virtual physical technological, virtual. I'm going to try virtual physical for a while. Virtual physical realities. Yeah, I'm going to play with that for a while. All right. Oh, let's get back to I have my notes. Instead of pretending that we don't have things, that we're not looking at notes, that we're not doing the thing. I have in my space, that's my safe space, right? And I don't know what you guys are working. And Linda, I'm going to leave all of the connecting to you and Rhiannon. Someone please get in touch with Rhiannon. And their things and free spaces and paid spaces and classes and things. And I don't know how all of that's working right now. I'm going to keep the open sharing instead of downloading. I'm open sharing. And we said what sharing is, although I don't know where it is. And if someone can get that and put it here again, I really dug it. Okay. Calling, actionism, everyone matters. There's not some hierarchy of mattering. If you're first, then it's the front line. And, be first in your own life. It is a suggestion. That is not everybody's shtick. It is mine. Frontline defined as good by whom? And who says that that's the best place to be? Oh, wait a minute, that whole best thing, it's the judgment. Is it aligned? It's really simple for me. Is it aligned? Is it aligned in a way that makes me happy? Is it aligned that makes me feel the ways that I want to feel? In my world, I get to feel the way that I want to feel. I get to pick that for myself. And folks who want to help enhance that, fantastic. I can tell you things that I can see that I think would be wonderful. I would love like somebody to study what it is I'm doing with all the stuff that I have in my room, and document the lines, and have some big data computer making the connections between these huvenotypes that we literally livingly are. There are 24 of them. And how do they cross correlate with other ones that are that work with that in some way in numbers? And what are those lines of cathexis? And I want that in art. You can see it in my art for me. And I'm going to see that in other people's art, where they're parsing a piece of it and they're opening it so that I can, instead of me having to do all, not having to in a negative way, I welcome, am delighted by, am inviting people to consider sharing aligned in criteria that we'll make available. And it needs to meet those criteria. If it meets these criteria, I will have someone look at it. If it meets their criteria, they'll do the screening thing. If it makes it to me, it'll be because it's possible nourishment and thank you. And there's things that happen along the way so that people want to be a part of the pipeline. It's a feeding thing. I get fed. They get fed. We all get fed. Fans with cans. We all get fed. And everybody's feeding in energetically. They've got their piece. They've got their 10 minutes on the roster. They've got their 30 minutes on the roster. They've got their 5 minutes of a certain thing, and they're there for it. We figured out that time is a thing that we're going to work with so that we can be an organism that can count on timing and syncopation and timing. Sometimes it's a trapeze thing. Sometimes it is that. That's what we got. That's what we got. Okay, fly no fly. Oh, I said one last night that is going to be a thing. Hey, y'all, let's be real. No womb, no we. Period. The concept of we as a word, as a sigilized word into existence, is present only because there are wombs to make things that think of things like we. No womb, no we. Deal with it. No womb, no we, no world. No world to be perceived. World is a thing perceived. Otherwise, it's a thing, it is simply, it is. We perceive a thing called world. No womb, no we, no world. Deal with it. That's the thing that's existentially terrifying to those who want to erase that as being. Women carry, not women, it's not women. No womb, no we, no world. And I'm going to write this out this way. Let's see. KMO. Do this. No womb. No. Yep. Same thing. No. We. No. World. Yeah, right? Literally slacking today. It's pretty beautiful. Slack needs to sponsor us. We are a nonprofit on one arm that uses Slack. Somebody can take care of that. We could be. I'm doing the out of pocket thing with them. I think they let you have the Slack for like a fraction of something or for free. So yeah. And I love yours as well. Right, the things to play with right there. The one that you had, the no we, the no we, right? Do one hashtag back to back, no separation, as well. Leave those, yes. All right, and thank you. On it, love it. Somebody go to somewhere like a Twitch or a thing and say, hey, there's a thing happening over at wherever the hell you are that you're doing this. That's that sharing thing. If someone could also please find what we came up with for sharing up above, that would be really great. And put it here. Folks, we're living what we do out loud right here. Thank you very much, Joseph Evans. Thank you very much, Linda Bonner. I love this game. I love this game. We have this door into a space where those who hold themselves as our enemies, whether we do or not, have scorched their own earth in order to keep something that they think that we want away from us. Oh, goody, goody, goody. I love when they take out their own trash. You will learn one way or the other. The hard part away from which I skirt. Why is the skirt the fear thing? Think about that. Away from which I pant. Yeah, right? When Roe versus Wade got taken away, a whole bunch of white women finally realized that their color, which they took for granted, as much as they've done all of the book clubs and all of that, their color did not make them immune to having their autonomy taken away in a very real way. And as I listen to all this pain and this sorrow, and it is real and it is deep and it is felt, I think of suffragettes who got what they wanted and threw black women under the bus. And I think about all I think at first. I give myself my time and my moment of, this is part of what it feels like to be a black woman. Oh, boo-hoo. There are people out there who will beat you up for your shit, okay? If that's your thing, go you. I am looking for the evolutionaries who have done all of the self-flagellation and all the debreeding and all of the things. You have handled your shit, okay? You have composted that shit. You are ready to do your incredible thing that is yummy, that feeds you as you feed this world ahead of us. No womb, no we, no world. And that's not the negative. We're going to play word games, because word games with JWoww, word games, when you put the L of love in the word games, they become world games. That's all it takes, is enough love. I've got enough love for a world that I built. Yes, I do. Did I build in the things that would give us enough room? Oh man, burning the house down. Do you hear fire engines in my life in the background? I'm sorry for where they are headed. I am grateful to Spirit for that moment. I live my life like that. To me, that's a sign. This thing that we talk about doing in the forest and downloading and blah, 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 this is what I do. This is what we are. This is an isness for us. We're sharing it everywhere because of technology. The world is, the word for world is forest. Ursula Le Guin. I am crazy and I make sense. That makes me really happy. This is what it feels like for some of us as Black women. And the hiding, the nuanced, divisive hiding that happens by making this a women's issue is a smokescreen for it being a human issue. Any being, any sentient being, it is about autonomy. Any autonomy. That's what's at stake here. Not at stake, because that can't be taken away. It can be held out of alignment with itself by outside forces, because it forgets that it generates its reality. I have focused on ensuring that I have support and help and active encouragement around choosing safety as my at stake. It's all in how you spell it, whether it's some sort of burden or a reward. Beef industry needs to be nice to me. I want to eat organic beef the rest of my life. Please make that happen, folks. This is how, like, let's play a lot of fetch with each other. Go get our beloveds and say, here, we're sharing this. Whatever the sharing was, find that. No, Joseph, I hear it. The scorched earth, scorched we, scorched womb. I hear it. Yes. And I'm going to let that sit right where it is and ask you to hold that here for those who would hold that. I won't hold that. Someone else needs to hold that. I still want to know when they get it the way that it would feel good. That doesn't feel good yet. It's in the vicinity. There's an atness to it. Don't tell me the negative that can hurt. Don't tell me that that's my reality. There's a calling. There's an invitation to that. There's an invitation to examine that. Somehow needs to be woven into that. I don't know what that looks like. Find that. Okay, so totally know where you're headed. Make sure that you carry it parallel. You're going to need, I think, a fourth. And get some permissions and figure out that. And it's a new languaging. All right, and they're folks to work with. So take a look at the cues and clues. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Right? Okay. There's a place for people to be in, to engage in a conversation with me about what is their bliss for making an actionism, making actionism rooted shifts and changes that diversify our aligned shared realities, and have that be a sentence. Yeah, let's weave that into there. And from last night, there we go. Perfect. Please check in with Vivek about how to take what you said with the scorched earth, scorched we, and you guys have a conversation together, and please share it, document it. I would love to be there, and if I can't be there, do that and have that happen. Please, that would be lovely. I would love for you to do it, and then I'd love to watch it and comment on it. And that's it. And have y'all figured out. Thanks. I think that's fantastic. And whatever it is you were going to do, you do you. And that would be my thing right in this moment. All right. Let's see. All right. I want a consortium. I want to put what it is that I think that I see and have people say things and I get to move them around. And then they start to make sense. And then we figure out how that works and how it applies. And then we keep working on that until it works and it fits. And it fits into the things that we're building. And we build out like that together. I want to do that. How do I do that? This isn't Where's JWoww. This is how do I do that? Y'all are here. Yay, you found me. Goody. And somebody just came. That's pretty neat. Thank you. I want to play that game. Let's play that game. I love it. How do we do that? I have things that we can do that make the world a lot better for like yes and oh yep and make that source and that make that YUM because yeah I am, and you can make it source C and replace the I with a Y. Let's see what that looks like. Source yum. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Please that. Remember to keep opening. This is a safe together across the virtual physical reality that we get to weave together. It's bridged. It's not separated. You are virtually in my space, my physical space. That gets to, it's a multi-docs. That gets to be true. It gets to be true because it is. I mean, right? Ooh, you kept that I in there. Wow, right? What? You're starting to weave into some things, Linda. Any round of applause. Thank you. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm simultaneously doing the raging that I was scared to come on here and do, and then getting past it and getting it out of my system where we need to get it out of our systems, and then living into the what's next and what is still the rage and what brought the rage and where was the frustration and what is next. What is next? What's next is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of safety building. Getting people to the point where there's safety, sovereign awareness for from everyone. Thank you. Lots of that everywhere. So that people are activating. It's great to be woke. Being activated into action. What do we do with it? This is a calling. A calling with JWoww. That's these. Everywhere. Callings with, oh wow, that unravels something for us. Right. So for me, I want someone's technology to follow my nano movements to show how I'm influencing my, wait a minute, I'm influencing my pendula. I want someone to do that from a place of joy, not a place of proving me wrong. If they do it, great. If they don't, great. Is this good for me to be doing this? Big O yes, big O huge yes, resting on my keyboard. Okay, holding my world, my planet in my hand. All right, and then y'all, somebody take it apart, please, and tell me what the text says. Yay, I love this part. Okay, here we go again. All right, so I'm holding myself. Good for y'all. It's gonna be good for the world, the way I would hope. Pretty please. All right. Big O yes. Y'all see it, right? It's right there. You see it, right? That's happening. I'm not telling you about what I'm doing. I'm checking. It's right. It's here. It's not the thing, and it is the thing. I love this. And, I'm sharing with y'all, and it's safe here. I simply want that to be true. Right? It gets to be because I want it to be. I love that. I love that that's true. That's pain, and it's okay. I'm really loving my life, and I'm really loving doing the things in the places where I flourish because I'm nourished. You know, the flare of nourishment, flourishing. Flourishment. Oh, the flare of nourishment is flourishment. I'm so playing that game. Yep, that's happening. That's a feast of love. That's the F and L of the flare. Somebody catch all of this, set it up, make sure that I get it so I get it in me, and then get that to places where it needs to land. Fantastic. Okay. So how do we play this part? Ah, that's what I had to get to. How do we play this part with the space left by the scorched earth of Roe versus Wade? I'm playing that game right now, right here. I'm playing that game right now. Whatever it is that you think you heard me say, put it on Instagram right now. And invite people to come watch me play my game with Roe versus Wade. Like, oh, that's wonderful. The urban bliss shaman. You know, I'll be sure and tap into that when I'm getting my toes, you know, my toenails painted. Mm-mm. There's some phoenix shit that comes out of scorched earth, y'all. Thank you for torching that thing to the ground. People are like, oh, but you know, you don't want to do it too much because then you don't want to kill this. I want it dead. I want us to learn down to the deepest nutrients. Hey, sweetheart. Hi. I gotta learn into the. I love you. I'm glad you're home. Um, I want to learn down to the deepest nutrients, and that are just completely cleared. I want to step into a new space that can take whatever it is that I. Right there we go. It's not Roe v. Wade. It's Roe and Wade. I'm in the Roe and Wade camp. All of it was a mess. It was the best mess we had. At least we had a mess. At least there was there was relief and rest from that boot on our necks. You know, hashtag something, hashtag necks and boots with JWoww. Okay. Yeah, that. Here's the beautiful part. The commercials CD. Roe versus Wade got shored up by the very people who were telling us that they were going to tear it down. So we kept looking at it and we didn't look underneath it and see what were they shoring up so that we would be distracted and not look at what they were hiding from us. And now that they've scorched it, what do we feel that's missing before they put something in it? Let's figure out what is in it ourselves and choose from agency what we're going to put inside our newality. Let's do that. Please play that game with me. Please share from that sovereign place. Somebody, please go find me what share is earlier in that other video. Somebody, please make that happen, beloveds. While I'm here, I will keep moving. We're doing this together. We are marching this together. Those of you who are on here, you are with me on a movement. This is real. This is happening. This is yummy. This is wonderful. I am crazy and I make sense. I am crazy and we make sense. In order for us to make sense, I need to be the crazy of the only me so that I can be the other things that are the notness of me at the same time. And yes, that can be crazy making. It's okay. I'm good with the crazy making. As long as we all get to move forward together, I'm all in. And we get to move forward together in a way that nourishes me so that I can keep moving us forward in this direction, because there are plenty of other people, like 8 billion other people who can go ahead and move things forward in their way, the way that they want to, that feeds them. And we get to love the fact that we have figured out how to be fed and are able to articulate that in languaging that we share. There's not a right. See, that's that divisive languaging in a goodness suit. That's a good one, Joe. The right, which implies a wrong. The absolutism. Right. Even though it's meant in another way, it also is a right and a wrong. There's an existential isness to life's isness. Either you exited or you exist. Existence is in the roots of survival. Contiguous existence is survival in the humanity journey. Okay, like that's there. It concealed. It was meant to conceal knowing the power of the wombs in relationship to the larger existence space that we have. No womb, no we, no world. There you go. So that all gets to be true. That gets to be true. Because it is. And we get to hold that as a good rooted thing. That you can put your weight down on. There isn't a space where that isn't true for human beings, humans. It's a human thing. It's not a women's thing. The women thing is being defined. Women, we still get to have a definition of women that has a womb thing, and that gets to be good and okay and something to be proud of and delighted. And we get to have a different womb thing, because there's going to come a time where a womb can be in whatever it is the host is, and that's what we got. Concealed knowledge. There's no the. Concealed knowledge of womb we world. Ooh, on it. And then look at concealed. Always look at your con. Is that what we want? And I think that we do. And I think that can be also spelled with an S. Let's see what we get from that. Okay. And we play this in public. And then people start playing their own games and coming up and seeing whether or not the things that they've come up with in the etymology that we're building together as a global tribe comes together and actually works together. Okay. And so I'm living this thing out loud with y'all, right? Oh, I love this so much. Please sponsor me. I'm like you. The things I love, I will say, please, blah blah blah, sponsor me. And if you happen to know the folks who do a thing, tell them. I mean it. I only say it when I mean it. People may joke and it's a joke because they don't believe that they deserve to be sponsored. I absolutely am clear. I grok that I have earned whatever sponsorships that I love and want that come my way, which is all of them that I'm asking for. And I want somebody to orchestrate that symphonically. Thank you, Ronnie Jean Andrews Neal. All right. That is real. Oh. I haven't been able to have, body work done. And Penny and I are both working, so it's like if I'm going to get body work done, I'm not pulling from her, and I need to change that because she loves doing it and she's professional and all of those things, and I'm working on it because I can now, and I really love that that's true. Oh, yeah, getting this figured out. I had a week and a half of working out the way that I want to, and now I've had a week off, and then I'm going back to having another week and a half. All right, I really want to play with that. Yeah, that's some condensed shit right there. I think that may be some condensed stuff right there. Show me, Joseph, please show me that with an S on the concealed, and let's see what we get. All right. And then a question, an empowering question would be, what is that can sealing? What is it that we're not supposed to see? And so let's see it. Because that's the other side of what are we not supposed to see? And everybody's, ooh, what are we not supposed to see? And who's going to keep us from seeing stuff? And da da da. And they're like, yeah, you just keep chasing your tail and then didn't get to see a thing, and you never see it. Okay, I'm looking. Whatever you didn't want me to see, I'd like to know why. I'd love to give you an opportunity to explain, and I will document it so that when I understand what you really meant, which is not more than likely what you told me, I've documented that you told me something that was different. And thank you very much for sharing that. Or that you actually told me the truth. I don't know. Yeah, let's play with these things. And someone help Joseph with the hashtaggy things so that they come back to with JWoww, 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 with JWoww at the end of things, with JWoww, with JWoww. When it's the stuff, it's officially with us. And people can take parts in it and they'll build theirs. The with JWoww ones, those are all ours. Okay, that's what we're sharing. It's a wonderful thing to specialize in something and then get to share it and have it be cherished and celebrated. That's fantastic. There's nothing greedy about that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a wonderful thing. Let's cherish that with each other. Work well, whatever that is for you. Wellness is part of, wealth. It's the thing. Put that love in there, that other L. Wealth. This is not hard. Oh my goodness, Zach. Oh. Drink your drink. So honored you're here. Your timing is exquisite. You're so a challenge to my own belief in my magic, the only way that my magic was come forward, because you would have just steamrolled right over it. And rightfully so, and alignedly so. I had to earn my own wielding. Right? Ah, fantastic. Oh, I love my game. This life game is just, it's fantastic. It's just fantastic. Oh, hi, baby. Whew. See, if I'm not a leader, if I'm a guardian, then I get to be in wherever it is that I am, and I get to extrapolate lessons, and then y'all decide whether or not they're lessons for you. And right, the new hair, right? It's an interdimensional portal. That's a whole thing that I'm going to do on Inner Circle. I'm going to start a subscription thing where I can get a bunch of y'all together, where y'all are coming back round and saying, hey, you're here. Like I told you, I'd figure it out. You pointed me in the right direction. Thank you so much. With all the vastness that I get to choose from my yummy life, thank you for being great bait for going in a direction that would actually nourish me so that I could flourish. Yay you, yay us. Thank you. Okay, cool. I wanted to build a safe place for folks like you. You became a humanotype for me, Zach, right? And we get to play that game. So anyway, the share thing, it'll come. Um, when it's a human thing, when it's a being thing, because folks, AIs and animals and things like that are going to get parameters around existence. So we're having cultural conversations now, not simply social ones. We're having inter and intracultural conversations across intersectional flows and weaves instead of simple lines. That gets to be that gets to be part of our reality that we're sharing because you're here with me, us. I really, really like this. Lots and lots. Lots and lots. Okay. I want folks to study this. I want to say, ooh, I see da da da. Ooh, there's that energetic. Ooh, what is it? It's see art. I think right here there's that. And then they can corroborate with some sort of brain scan in the future of me in the past. Like I want that. I want that. I think that that's badass. It'll be wonderful. And it'll be from a yummy space. It'll be in a yummy space in the future. We have documented notnesses extremely well. Fantastic. Let's do the notnesses of all those things, right? And see what num-nums we get. What stands out? In a world of noise, clarity is noise. I love that so much. That's me. It's J-Lo. It's true. Ronnie Jean Andrews Neal has alignment. Alignments to study and then stackings to study. And I have tribe all over the world that's growing even after I stop streaming into your lives. It continues to grow. You choose me, you choose this. We choose to ride these resonances together in some shared temporality. Slide time. Or sync for those who are here. Yep. There's there's stuff I get to learn from being able to be here with you and feel y'all here across time. Because I do. I don't know what that means, and it's true for me because I want it to be true, and that's a cool game, so I'm going to play that, and that's why. Literally, that's it. And it's fun, and it works, and it makes sense, and yay. And it's a lovely place for people to live into and tour. And it honors the things that are the notness of it, and is very much the notness of those notnesses. Those isnesses are the notness of us. So back with the, how do you quickly find out where 10 people want to eat dinner, what they want for dinner? The first thing you say is, what don't you want? You get those, and you say, okay, not this, 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 and this, what's left? And they're like, oh, it's this. And then you do it. Okay, great. Ask Ryan Levesque. Great guy, right? Somebody set me up with an Amazon affiliate account, and then these people that I recommend things, we can put stuff up and get like paid for it. I like that. Please. What did Roe versus Wade hide? I'm asking, what did Roe versus Wade hide? For me, Roe versus Wade did this multi-layered burying early on, long arc, long game. I mean, like Miss Sloan long game, right? Hid behind the smokescreen of women's and womb issues, the devaluing of people's autonomy, anyone's autonomy. Nope erase spheres with nope sauce. So how can we be ahead of it? What do we need to do to be ahead of it? By having beingness, being isness. I need to do the fan thing. How do we do beingness as a as something that we set up? How do we do this without stridency? Not to strip it of its passion. How do we do this without stridency? How do we do this without atness? How do we do this without that penetrative atness? How do we do this from a place of invitation into opening into our power? Lawyers, 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 please open your hearts and your skill boxes to coming up with newness. Let's innovate, right? Together. What can we do about languaging to leeway it so that we strip it of the things that are barriers and open new ground that can be defined and lived into in some way? Well, what does that mean, Jay? Well, I have no fucking idea. It sounds great. Let's do it. That's the game I'm playing. We're in safety zone. I can't fuck this up. Nobody's going to get hurt. Ain't nobody going to get hurt by this. If we build power for everyone and smarts so that they aren't grabbed by people who want to warp thinking into divisiveness. Instead of the innovation that builds bridges and dances with growth and composting and decay, that whole chaos dance thing, instead of getting that, we get some sort of stilted thing stripped of its soul, and it's only its component parts and not all of them, because you can't do that. And that's good for some things, for building nodes and strengthening things that build faster or more streamlined access, and they have parameters. And then there's sometimes you just blanket some weaving on some stuff in all directions, because yes, sometimes there's that. And that gets to be a thing too. And by the time you do both of those, you've got yourself a phoenix out of scorched earth. The dumpster phoenix. Yep. that gets to be a thing, which it may be already. And if it's not, it's now a thing with great pride. I can, soul food was built on that, on those scraps being nourishment. Prayer pulled power into that pulled pork. Nourished bodies with nutrients pulled out of the very air. Sometimes it was a pull towards destiny now. We get to play the game that's true. I'm playing that game that this is all the badassery all the time for me. I love this so much. Where we are right now says that there are, instead of going by what's here, what do we want? We have a system that is exquisitely detailed, a whole bunch of what we don't want. Fantastic. And a whole bunch of people are picking all over it and doing all of the whatever feels need to be happening to handle the, you know, the shadow and the rooting and the composting and the getting to the nourishment and da 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 da. Now let's talk about rooting in the other directions and rooting upward, rooting outward, rooting, you know, out and through and things like that in all directions. What do we get to do with this rooting in all directions? In all directions, rooting everywhere. When you start with everywhere and you root, then you get erotic. When I talk about erotic healing, it happens to coincide with, yes, that yum of the erotic healing that also happens, and the rot in the erotic healing too. And these are the roots. This is the erotic healing that includes that. It is not better than, it is inclusional of. Not inclusive, it's inclusional of, because it's set up for an inclusionality, a full-ality of it. And there's all the stuff that goes with that. Ultimately, Roe versus Wade is about virtual physical autonomy, connectivity autonomy. That is not connectivity autonomy. I choose to feed you and have you come to life, or I don't. That's it. I choose to be connected or I don't. And I get to choose with whom I'm connected in whatever form. And that's it. No one outside of my skin gets to choose that for me. There's that. Says the woman who chose whether or not people were going to die on a night when they thought that they were and made sure that they didn't. I simply chose for them. So, you know, I am absolutely working with some kind of double standard or non-standard or something. I don't know. And I'm good with it. I'm not upset about that. Neither were they for at least 2 weeks because I checked. And we're going to go with that. Right? I was going back into credentializing out of nightmares, and I want to do it from a place of, I've done all of that. That's out there. Hours and hours, like tens of thousands of hours done. Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade is a mandate for a power gradated connection that's assumptive. It assumes that power gradient. There you go. It assumes the power gradient. How do we build a power gradient dance of dynamic balance? A power gradient dance of dynamic balance into the legalities of individuated entities, sentient and acculturated enough to participate in an aligned way in the culture, whose parameters are woven by our shared, what we call legal system. How do we do that? How do we unpack that sentence and figure out what to do with that? Because there's Modusin in there. I want to find lawyers who want to play that game with me. Don't tell me what we can't do. Tell me how it fits. And if it doesn't fit, why not? Because we're looking at it. So it fits somewhere, somehow. And we hold that energetic. And the energetic that we hold gets us to things. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And we hold that it does. It's fun. I will get tired. I will get mad. I will do the thing. I want to save that energy for finding more of what does work. Absorbing nutrients from that scorched earth. That earth that's been sterilized according to the culture. Nullified according to the culture. So that new cultures are born in the roots of 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 the roots. And they wend and weave their way outward, upward, to each other in spheres that become lemniscates, that become toruses, that become spheres, that become worlds, weavings that become nets, and then that become plans, and then so many plans that they become nets of plans, plan nets. And all of that gets to be. I'm still not at the heart of the Roe versus Wade thing, and I'm closer. I'm scared to be mad, like the mad won't stop, or that it won't be mad enough, it won't be something enough. I'm scared to be mad. Come figure it out with me, folks. With us. It's not mad, it's what's before the mad. There's a disappointment. Before the disappointment, there's an aching. So what's the aching under Roe versus Wade? There's a question. Because the rage and the exclusion and the meanness are part of a wounding. So what's the ache that became a wound under Roe versus Wade? And it is an ache for chosen connections for us. So that's as far down as I seem to be going. That seems to be where I'm rooting, is into being able to choose connections. Okay, I can work with that. That's a good thing. There's power there. All right, and I get to know that. My blood pressure isn't up, and I know how to keep myself in my bliss while I make a difference. Because I know things, I know that, and I know the action is a matrix, and I know what I can do, and what has me be happy and turns me on and lifts me up and lets me be my most effective and my most efficient and enjoy it the most and be the most engaged and have all the yeses of all the things everywhere. And I get to have that. And because I get to have it, we get to have it, because those of you who are with me get to have that because you're here. So yes, you're here to learn. At the same time, the fact that you're here means you're already learning, which means that you already have this. And so it's about unveiling in part what it is that you're already doing, that is this thing that had you resonate so that you are here. Yay, you. Good job. Thank you, Ryan Jean Andrews Neal. Good job. One word, all lowercase, period. Nothing else. Our dance of dynamic balance. Guardianship. Right? We get to have guardianship be how we do the things. So I get to call y'all collaborative augmenting and lemniscape learning. I get to call y'all. It's woven into how we learn and how we weave. We're learning how to share space. Coexisting and sharing space happen at the same time. Not always, and the coexisting, that's what we're doing, because that's true for everything. If we're here and we know it, we're here. We get to know it. And, right, collaborative augmenting and lemniscape learning. And by the way, that was not deliberate the way that I often do. I saw that accidentally on the wall. A beautiful mind wall. One day I hope to publish that wall. Tens of thousands of post-its across 7 weeks. Yeah. Augmentoring, TORING. Right up on it. And it's LEMNIS. Right up on it, Linda. And fast. And fast. Fantastic. Scribe Tribe Activate. Thank you. I'm calling the evolutionaries. I want someone to talk with me about Roe versus Wade and draw out of me what this plan is that's inside. And then let's do something. And I don't know what that is. And let's use the actionism matrix to call forward the specific kinds of right, exactly. And then we get to see, and we also get to see what I love with you is we also get to see other spellings that people will have, so that we know that there's a space for other people to spell things that way. And when we put out the call to folks, it's not a wrong thing. It's an aligned thing. It's more data. Good job. That's how I see it. Thank you. Okay. So it's a thing to note. I don't know where we'll note it, and it's a thing to note. You know, I just hold it inside in a kind of a place. I don't know what to tell you. Excuse me. Ramping up into this evolution that's here. We are evolving. We are calibrating. When we calibrate ourselves deeply, robustly, fully, not fully, deeply, robustly. There's limits on fully. There aren't limits on deeply and robustly. Right? And that's a small diminishment that we barely notice. It's just a little nick from the knife. Yeah, right? making us smaller. It cuts a little bit off, tiny, tiny bit. We don't really miss it. Not even that. Not even that. I get to keep all my bits. All right? You're figuring it out, how to be with all of them. Real shamanic, ritualized cacao and mud. It's mud water, right? It feeds me deeply, and I've got other stuff of mine in it, and that is my ritual. Yes, I want mud water to sponsor me too. And I want people who are in their organic rituals of their days to support them and what they're doing. And working with little brothers, all kinds of stuff. Come on in, baby. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Welcome, because we're leaving.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, that's what we prepared.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Everybody, look at this. Isn't that stunning? So my baby bring it back.
Yes.
Yes, and
that's it.
Okay, and I love you and thank you. And wow, this is absolutely breathtaking.
At least I had fun.
I'm gonna go down. I'm coming down and say, everybody, I'm taking a break. I gotta go down and say thank you. All right. So, oh my goodness. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Intermission again. I'll see y'all. Linda, I'll tell her that you said hi. Intermission number 2. Here we go. Be right back. Mm. 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 Did you have fun? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm on my way back, sweet ones. Here we go. Woo. Mm. Mm. So beautiful. Do you see this? Mm. 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 Everybody eating? Mm. Do your thing. Eat your thing. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. It's delicious. Mm. Okay, y'all. It's straight up like this. It's gonna be like this. Like this is how I'm gonna live it live with you from my safe place. So I get to be with you while I grow and while we grow our world together. That's what I'm doing. All right. So thank you for being here. Thanks for having lunch with me. Love that. Mm. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's really seriously. Mm. 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 Someone that Ryan, do you know that Wild Street is eaten in public? Like that's happening as we speak. It's not pretty. Just want to eat. I just dive in, mm, wrap all these flavors around my words, nourish myself with my own words. Mm, 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 mm. Oh hell yeah. Mm, mm, mm. So, what is this nourishment place around Roe versus Wade? Right? These lovely flavors. What would feed us? Fairness. And fairness rooted in the reality of actual skin defined autonomy. That's simple. That's not hard. Those aren't really big words. Okay. So how's that happen? Mm. I always wanted to do this. I mean, I've done it, but not often. Mm. Oh. Mm. Oh. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. It's young. It's okay. It's yummy. And I do love aged brie. Like there's hardly any white on the rind. Like a stuff that's like it's barely inside the skin, just like runny. Like you eat it with a spoon, something with a scoopness to it, not a flat surface, a scoopness to it. Right? That I love that. Right? Mm. And oh, and then there's this. That is what it is. I'm not one of those taste a little bit people. I can do it. It's not my favorite. I have to be in the mood for that. Mostly, I want stuff to just like come play with me. Mm-hmm. So, y'all, how do we get more people to come play with us? How do we get the invitations out to people to come play with us? Let's figure that out. It'll be fun. Yeah, she doesn't know I'm not big. That's that cheddar. I'm not a big cheddar person. I'm a very big, this particular cheddar-like cheese person. And this is also delicious and gorgeous. And made with so much love. Mm, mm. Oh, I made some biscuits today. I made some biscuits today. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Mm. Mm. Leanne says she felt something, and I believe her. I hope you can come over here at some point. Rhiannon Zorn, RIANNONZORN, or I think it's Rhiannon Nicole, NICOLE. I want to reach out to her or reach out to her on Slack. Yeah. Anyway, so good. I love these people's crackers. Whoever these people are, I love this. There's no H in the. It's RIANNON. Yep. I love these car. They're water crackers, maybe with a little pepper. Also, just a straight up water cracker. Mm. All right. Mm. 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 The hard thing about teeth that come in and out is that you don't get all the textures on the roof of your mouth that are part of the flavor of the thing. For me, us, multisensorial, and so that's a downside. I'm cool. Linda, you and Rhiannon seriously need to be talking because you can be places when she isn't. She's mommying and wifing and lifing and things. I saw it. I saw it come across. See, that's lovely. I just get to see that you did the thing that I would want done. That's all I need to know. I'm at the point where I won't even know that. I just assume. It's great. I'm learning to let go, and y'all just you simply do the thing. Not just, you simply do the thing. I'm ready to nod my head. It's fantastic. I love it so much. Mm. 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 I trust her in all things. She's got me doing this cheddar thing. I'm going to do it because I have to say it's really yummy. Mm. Okay, I'm going to give you that. Let's see. Mm. Mm-hmm. Just the layers of the flavors. Mm. 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 I'm just saying. Oh, have mercy. Mm. Yep. Gotta dance with my palate with a little wheat. Where is this Triscuit? Mm. Mm-hmm. Triscuits taste brown. You know what I mean? Like that yummy golden light brown. I love this light brown so much. Oh, Magic Mainstream Mountain Margin. And the magic is Magick. Mm. 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 The K is for knowledge at the end. The J is for wow. Mm-hmm. Martin. Yep. The four M's. Mm. 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 That brown flavor. Mm. Mm. Like a great moon. You know? Mm. 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 All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this cucumbery looking thing. Mm. Mm. It's not bad. It's not my favorite. It's not bad. Okay. Okay, it's interesting. Mm-hmm. I want to live in a world where we're mapping what's thinking what and how I'm multi-layering because of our capacity for aggregation now internally. That's a new thing to aggregate, take sections of ourselves, see ourselves as being modular with particular traits, since we can and we're connected. And um, fantastic. And Rhiannon responded, and I saw that. Thank you very much. Um, that Linda, she is my Panion Paladin, and that's how you live your life. You have your life. You are not beholden to me. She did not have to explain. All she had to say was no. I would have been good with that. Or her not responding at all and not showing up. Am I being good with that? Does it mean that I don't also invite and let her know that a thing's going on? It gets to be only an invitation. And that I do it when I feel called to, which is not all the time. It should be true. Thank you very much for having that happen. So good. All right. Thank you. It's so good. So good. Okay. This is not the hand wringing time, y'all. We've wrung our hands. We've wrung them till they're chafed. In some cases, we've practically wrung them off. This is not the hand wringing time. This is I've wrung everything that I can that doesn't work out of my hands, and now all that's left are the things that do work, that are sustainable, that where I feel empowered, and I'm here to do those things. What am I doing? Please. There's that. That's where we are. I want to play with that. But it's a play. It's the larger game of getting to balance. And there's some of us who are designed to set up entire contexts of balance. Okay, this is great. Let's do that. That sounds fun. I'll do that. Please come play with me. And Linda, if you could please work out with Rhiannon on you to work it out with her, please. What it is for signaling that she wants that is the least intrusive. Not that you were intruding. And you were absolutely doing what I asked you to do. Thank you. And so we'll find out what that is for her. Because I don't know. I'm just getting to know her myself, and we're making some shit up. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 It's fantastic. Mm. Mm. Okay. So what we're building, what is autonomy? What's beyond the wall? What's beyond the board? If there's a brick wall and you punch through it, you're still gonna break your hand. What's beyond the board? Not shoot for beyond the board, that's penetrated. What's beyond the board is an unfolding. I want to know the whole situation and then see what I'm wrapping myself around. What's beyond the board? Mm-hmm. There's a question right there. There's a question right there. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we can set up an automated trigger for folks who want to be reminded in some way, Rhiannon may not want to be reminded about lies. Totally great. We'll learn that. And we'll learn about how to automate that. I know that there are ways to do that. Your workflows. We'll figure that out. That'll work. Then we get to play with our AI friends. Yep, Bradley Silver, the guy who founded Atomic Reach, that now became the Zoom thingy, whatever it is now. When I come back with him, I'm coming back with things that are reaching into the world the way that I said that we would. I get to come back successful because of y'all. I invested in a global tribe with my life. I put my life on the table. My whole life, I put my life on the table. The whole thing all the time. The whole thing all the time. The whole thing all the time. And then figure out what to do with whatever came up. Now I get to nod, not shake my head. I get to nod. Yeah, I did. And kicked ass in the process. Yay me. Yay us. 100th monkey after 100th monkey after 100th monkey after 100th monkey. I want to play with you. I want to play with you. Right? You guys are such great bait that I fall behind, and then I catch up, assimilate, show you the lessons that I've gotten, then I zoom off, and you get to know what you are in my roots. So far, so excellent. It's a dance. You make sure that I'm nourished with your best whatever. Then you give it to me. I take all the pieces that I need, and I run with it, and you get to see it. And we trust each other, and it's great. What's not to play? Seriously, what's not to play with that? Let's play with that. I want to start doing them both. What's not to play with that? Let's play with that. Back to back. We can have them both. Right? I'm going to eat everything on this plate. I know. Penny's got an acronym for it. I don't remember what it is. It's not as nasty as cucumbers usually are. I think these are those British ones. Cucumbers had this taste that I didn't notice when I was a kid. Just love them. But now, don't like it. Not refreshing to me. Even though we can find out from Penny what her acronym is. I think she's got a great one. That'd be great to use that. Send folks on these, let them choose to go on these Easter egg hunts and find out what the things mean in a sentence. Get to play a game of them growing and choosing how they calibrate themselves. That's adorable. Yeah. Okay. This is not what I planned on doing. I planned on the entertainment of my fire. With Scorched Earth, the fire's already happened. And if it's Scorched Earth, it's happened in the way where only new can grow. That's one way to make sure that only new grows. Okay. If y'all can handle that part, I can handle the new part. You build your own planet, and then only you can grow there because you say so. This is built out of things. And chose. And that gets to be true. I mean, it is true. It feels true. And it's yummy. And this cucumber and apple is really good with the pecan. Like this refreshing pie. Cucumber, apple, and pecan pie. Made with coconut flour crust. Little tartlets. That sounds delicious. But for me, it needs to be this British cucumber. That's really good. Like really good. Mm-hmm. So safety. Safety happens when we get to choose our reaction and response to change. That's what I think. Want to stand up for me, y'all? Help me get out there. Share this with somebody that you respect, that you're in their group. Share me with them. Take that risk. Thank you. They're going to get this. They're going to get exactly what you see every time. If you dig what you see, stand by it. For me and anybody else who believe in it, that's how you build. I love when people believe in me. I like it even better when they believe with me in me. That's my favorite. I'm going to tell you how to love on me well. That used to be great. I will share with you how I want to be loved on in some preposition of some kind or directional or something. I got to do that. And it's simultaneously a thing that I work for and a revelation. I'm a black woman who gets to do that. There's a class about that. They're so funny, right? Safety. That's right. Beingandfeelingsafe.com. Linda, you helped me have that idea. Beingandfeelingsafe.com. There will always be a safety class there. It'll either be recorded or announcements for live ones. As people start getting certified in safety to teach the course, so it's everywhere, beingandfeelingsafe.com. Perfect. Okay. That's happening. It feels wonderful to have been prepared for that, Linda. That's you. It'd be really great if you and Rhiannon and Sienna and I went through your safety memes. They want them. They want to use them. I want them to use them. The attributions have to be impeccable. And I want to say what they are, and then y'all figure that out. And I want to tell you the things that I change of what you do. And then we get them out. And y'all figure out how to do that so that you're doing most of that before I see anything. Okay? That's you. You set me up to be ready for this moment and looking as cool as I would want to look. There's already a class up there. And I think it's already set to ping off for people to be able to pay and get in. We're about to find out. I mean, like tomorrow. You helped me be ready for that. Like you just came in and like, let's do it. And then we did it. And it just happened. Joe came in, took care of some back end things. He's kind of been everywhere in a different way than you. That thing I said about wanting my tribe to help me has happened. Y'all did it. Help me call other people to it too. Now I get to be grateful now for y'all stepping up. That's pretty neat. I like being grateful for cool stuff. I like it to not be scraps. I like it to be the good china. That if I bust it, nobody's upset. I like all that to be true. We get to have that. Mm. Mm. It's pain. It's okay. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. 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 That's because we're right up on some solutions. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to stay here with this pain right in public, right here. Yes, I am. I've got technology that lets me share that you get past it. Sometimes you get past it no matter how bad it is. Sometimes you do. And I'm gonna. And I am right here. Yes, I am. Mm. I'm still thinking. Mm. 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 Yep. Yes, I am. Mm. 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 See, the mission of helping y'all is bigger than pain. It's bigger than. Mm. 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 For me, y'all pull me forward. When I say that, I mean that. Just like right now. Mm-hmm. That used to be true. So whenever you see this, when you pray for me, I'm gonna get it. If you pray for me, millennia afterwards, after I've done this in shared time, I'll get that. I'll still get that energy. So please do. Please pray for me. That pain each time I live this another time in another dimension, or even here, it's less. Mm. And that gets to be true. It's my game. Mm. Mm. And there's plenty of, realistic realities, re-upping of alities that I don't want, that say that that's not what is happening for me. And I'm saying, yes, it is. I'm saying, yes, it is. There's power here. Mm. Mm. On the other side of that pain, there's power. Mm. 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 I'm clearing that to be true. And I'm languaging for it and everything. How about that? Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. 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 Okay. Across time, your prayers matter. Across space, your prayers matter. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 All right. Mm. Mm. Figured it out. Mm. So Roe versus Wade, I had no place to go when this pain started. Western doctors had no help for me, and they had no care for what was going on for me. And some women's stuff. It was in my head. Mm. It is rare. It is real. I have a thing, and for the most part, I have. Now I'm in a dance with it, and mm, that's a good thing. That dance. Mm, 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 mm. I am right on top of a major breakthrough and realization, and this is what I also do in my room by myself. Is just be in pain when no one can see me. Well, folks, I pay this way for the things that come out that are really yummy, and this is also part of my payment. Right, and that gets to be good. That gets to be a badge. That gets to be a good thing. That gets to be an honorable thing. That's my front line. I'm not taking away from what people see as the front line and the danger, except danger comes in different forms. It's existential threat. A whole bunch of white women, in particular in America, discovered that something that they thought that they were covered by, they were not. And they're experiencing what it feels like to have this existential threat. So all their voting their conscience, they put a knife in my back. I want to say that really sucked. And I told you it was going to happen, and it did. Now, here's what's also true. If you had listened to me and Hillary had gotten into office, George Floyd would have been, to be blunt, just another dead nigger. And that would have been true too. Because Hillary's a bomb and a bit of a band-aid on a gut wound. Trump just ripped that shit wide open. Oh! Yep, and keep going. Mm. Mm. I'm staying. We're staying. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. I'm carving safety out of this for us. Out of this pain, out of this fear. Mm. Mm-hmm. I'm just one step at a time doing it. I will not stop. This is what I will not stop looks like. Over here. It's one of the faces of I will not stop. Mm. Okay. Mm. 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 Delicious. Even the pain. You eat that too. See? You can't do that unless you go ahead and feel it. That's what I mean by living it. All right? Eat that too. Compost that shit, learn from it. Use it to build stuff. Mm. 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 Ah. Yep, we're doing it. I got to go through this phase so I can get it out there what it was like before there was video and I was feeling stuff. I get that. I don't like it, and that's what we got. Nah. Yep. So I'm living that out loud. And I'm also out loud figuring out where the beloveds who are letting me help guide them in their own multiplicity of journeys. I'm figuring out loud what we need to do so we can have alternative signals that are not pain. Although we're working together. And that's really cool. So that gets to be true too. I'm just doing it right out loud. People want to know how I get to a particular theory? Watch my damn videos. All right. Oh. Staying in it. 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 Mm. 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 I'll be glad when the pain stops. When it just isn't. And there's a notness of this primal pain in my life. I look forward to that. And in the meantime, learn to make the best use of it that we can. Oh. And learn as much from it as we can. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Oh, boy. Yep. Okay. For those who are not uncomfortable, sometimes being able to simply be with someone in their personal, difficult places is such a blessing. And now I can do this and be alone and be with people and not be alone at the same time. Be with them. Exactly, Linda. Exactly. We have words for these things. We're not without the words. We have words. I'm in awe of how this has come on. I can feel it processing. Figuring out the letting go of it. We did get through some of the hardest parts. Doing so good. Move everything. Mm. 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 And this is what that dumpster phoenix work looks like. Mm. 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 Well, part of what's processing is a fear of this happening during a public time. How about that? Or one of my biggest fears is exactly what's happening. And so getting that out of the way, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Okay. I would like to propose concrete action. Yes, please. Those of you who would like to send healing energy, please do. I was asking for that earlier. hmm And I will be explicit about that again. Thank you very much, Linda. hmm Just general healing energy. It's not, I've got lots and lots and lots of filters and protections and what have you. It'll come, to the general gate of the grounds of the portal of the da da da. And trust me, the parts that get through need to get through. So, and I am also loving getting to read where the lines of pain are for so many, because that's part of what's happening. And seeing what it is that I might offer that can help assuage that. And as I do it to myself, I'm in less pain as you see it. So I get to experiment with the help of folks like Linda, who remind me of different ways that we can feed things tribally, right? And really live it. Live the tribality, the globality. The seeds of globality is tribality. Contiguous tribality, that's globality. Getting that figured out. Mm, 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 mm-hmm, mm. A little sweet. Mm, mm, mm. I mean, just. Mm, mm. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Mm, mm. It's every moment of that. I want to save my whole life like that. That's what I want. The whole thing, all the time. Save it like that. hmm Whatever it is. And to the best of my ability, I am doing that. Mm. To the best of my abilities, I am doing that. We are doing that. Mm. All right. Thinking past and through, and it's the pain. And thinking past and through that. So the safety is what we're trying to get to. That's what autonomy. What is safe? What is brought to us by autonomy? What is the gift of autonomy? Mm. The gift of autonomy is safety. Mm. Mm. Gift of autonomy is freedom. Freedom. The gift of freedom is safety. All right. Mm. Gift of safety is rooted in sovereignty. Okay, so helping people get to their sense of their sovereignty is a way of getting them to their autonomy. Okay, and so in many ways, people have been told that they don't have the autonomy that they thought they had because they've been fed the steady diet of the 4-H's of the apocalypse, hopelessness and helplessness, so long as they've actually believed it. And so when we stop feeding ourselves that toxic diet, number one, number two, when we also believe in our own press about who it is that we want to be, and then we are that because we realize that we are, in the moment that we conceive of the wonderful us that we want to be, we are in fact that thing that of which we're conceiving, because in order to conceive it, we have to recognize its resonance and call it forward to us. So we are the seeds of the very greatness that we feel that we seek. We are those seeds. And changing from desire to knowledge is how you get that D of a seed changed to an A of a seeker who's actually going after getting that fed, that eroticism fed, that enfoldment and intimacy fed, right? Oh, nah, mm, 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 I spent my life, 30 years, thinking all the things that y'all love so much through pain so much worse than this. That does not make this hurt any less. And I also remind myself that I will get through this because this is not that. And I made it through that. I just didn't do it in public. Oh, man. See, there used to be beloveds in my life who could and did take away that other pain so that I could think, so that I could stay alive long enough to get to this. And I'm trying to use what they gave me to get through this now on my own with y'all's support and help and your prayers across time and what have you. Actually, damn it, matter. Damn it. Oh, boy. I'm staying. I am not going off of here. This is what I live with. And I showed you all the shiny and the fun and the yum. Okay, this is the other part of what I live with. And this hurts. Oh. And I'm here. And I'm still thinking. Feeling into where does it hurt in my internal culture? What is it that's coming up about Roe versus Wade that is bringing on this pain in this way? Because that's where we are. Relentless. It's in our mission. Yep. Every time I get back on mission, the pain gets worse again. I get it. I'm on it. I know that this is the mission. I've already checked and double checked and quintuple checked. All of the other upple checked. Oh, wow. That gets to pass through my body and out. Yeah, the pain is still there. And that's the other part of it too. I can do this too. Pain's still there. It's still throbbing. It's still yanking. It's still ice picking. It's still doing all the things. When this is more important, the being with and what have you is more important, when that gets spread out across a whole bunch of lives, and I get to continue, and that's a blessing. It's an honor. I get to do this. Excuse me. Be this. I'm writing the book here, and then we'll stitch together the pieces. We'll put together pieces for chapters. I'm making this up right here. Put together pieces for chapters that I want to write about, and then we'll take the ones that I want to write about and we'll put them out to folks, and depending upon where you are in your and orbits around Planet JWoww, you get to vote however many times for the things that you want to be in the book. and it'll have whatever the weight is of what you bring. And then, yep, this opening is just excruciating. It's okay. I can stay in the vision, right? I can stay in it. I'll stay in it. I'll stay in it. I'll stay in it. I'll stay in it. I'm staying in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm here. I'm in it. I'm in it. Yeah. 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 This is how we get it done. So, truth, transparency, and trust. Truth, transparency, and trust. Those are the things. And you hold on to that. You hold on to that across all the spectrum. That's what we do. Truth, transparency, and trust. That's happening. This is what that initiation looks like. We can have in places other than the forest now. I can even have it in my own home. That works. That's what we're in right now. This is that initiation. Temple of the dancing roots. Okay, you don't want me in your temple. I'll build my own. Ah. Oh. 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 And you finally find a home and they still don't want you. I thought I'd found a home in Sekhmet's temple. And the priestess of my mentor and priestess said that I couldn't possibly be an initiate as a priestess of Sekhmet. I wasn't the right kind of person. And they were right. I was not. And so I got initiated into Sekhmet's House of Life, which turns out to be a really great thing, which meant that I could basically do what I need to do and have done that. And I'm doing that. I get to claim that I stood in my life legend, even when it hurt. I get to claim that. This is bragging, being real about goodness and greatness. Yeah. Oh. Wow. There's so many pathways that are opening, and it hurts. Ah, the. Whew. Okay, hold on. All right, I have that. All right, and then. Okay. Rhiannon just tapped in, and I needed for her to tap in, and she did, like literally a minute ago. How about that? That gets to be true. I reached out to see if she had tapped in, and she tapped in a minute ago. That's documented. That's that. All right. Oh, I'm figuring this out. I am. Oh. Okay. Who dog? All right. So this is that struggle. I said you don't always have to struggle. No, you don't always have to struggle, and sometimes you do. Okay, sometimes you do. And all right. And when I'm standing in, is I'm standing in the scorched earth and I'm feeling the pain of it. Okay, I'm not losing the pain of the scorchedness of the earth. We raised a shoddy attempt at care to the ground. Because it still was an attempt at care for whatever the wrong reasons were, and it was a real shitty job, and it was still an attempt at care. Okay, and that just gets to be true. That simply gets to be true. That is true. Figure this out with me, sweet ones. What are we going to do? I know it's a legal thing, right? I know that it's personal things, personal practice. All right, well, we've got the ally sphere. That's what that 14, 18-month thing, got that. And I'm thinking that there's a short version of those that can be done in like a couple of months so that people know whether or not they want to do the long thing. I mean, you gotta have the long thing first. All right, so figuring that out timing-wise. Yeah. And I feel like, some of y'all are working with us on us, and you're handling the pain. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Just do your thing. You're feeding the energies that are doing the things. Okay, so yay. The consortium. I'm going to put out a call for that. And what does that mean? Like, I want other people to do the thinking, and I want to say yes to things, and then I want to see what happens. I want people who are resourced, who are supported, who have ways of handling the things that come up, and I can say, let's try this and see what happens, and steer it towards the goodness of inclusion, welcome, and empowerment. Okay, I want to shift what the DEI has already opened the door on, is diversity, equity, and inclusion. I would love diversiveness, equalization, and inclusionality. I'd love that to be what comes next, because there's a whole bunch of languaging and calibration that happens to get to the diversiveness. And there's a whole bunch of, I don't want to be, like, I don't want equity. I don't want to sit at the table. I want to say at the table. However I get that say, that's what I want. That's my seat. You can be a seat at the table and be silenced. I want my say at the table. That's equalization. And inclusionality, not simply not inclusiveness, inclusivity, all of that is diverse, that's diversity oriented, usually considered to be racial. I'm talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about the whole thing, the ality of inclusion, right up to the skin of exclusion. Ality of inclusion. That's what I'm talking about. What does that look like? That's the widest number of options for inclusion to occur. Let's do that. And how do we have that be our goal when we're negotiating expectations and parameters at the beginning of a project? We have what our yeses are. We have what our nos are. We have what our maybes are. We have what our timeouts are. We have all those negotiated at that level in small words, understandable by everyone's kids. This is what playing nice here looks like. If you're not going to play nice, play someplace else. Play nice, play elsewhere. That's it. And then we'll figure some stuff out, and then we'll take it out as hope. Not hopefulness, because full implies there's a cap. Full has a cap. No. Simply hope. What is the opposite of hope? Hopelessness? Hope. And that hopelessness is its own smokescreen. It doesn't say hope notness. It says less hope. And it sets up less hope as bad. Well, then that sets up the dance of hope, which is some hope, not as much hope, different hope, sets that up as a bad thing. Hope is not some contiguous event. Hope is, it is in one sense, and you can hold that, and it can sustain you, and it's meant to be something that sustains us until we are fed in some way into our completion. So it's weaving in that hopefulness, is weaving in that a cap of hope can be reached, and we need to make sure that we've gotten fed by that cap, or else we're greedy. Okay. Nope wall array with nope sauce. No, 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 no. So what I want is, I want to do the dinner thing with a bunch of people that I trust across a bunch of vectors a bunch of times, and then put it all into some algorithm that's a bunch of AIs having, an orgy of, ethics and love, and then see what we come out with, and then see what we can do that will have that actually be able to be implementable, and the languaging that goes with it that will help make it implementable, and da 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 da. And I want to play the game. I want to play this game. I want to play with all the things. I want to put, make the everything sound, make the everything. Right? That's what I want. Come play with me, please. Please. We have a game that helps the world heal. We have a game. We're playing a game that helps the world heal itself in ways that are aligned so that play can occur. Aligned, yes, is part of play. Pleasure, love, alignment, yes. That's play. That's mine. Pleasure, love, alignment, MEANT. Yes. That's my play. Closer. Still not it. Okay. There are lots of things that we're going to do on Planet JWoww, and Rhiannon is feeling her way into some kind of invitational, I hesitate to call it marketing, this invitationality sphere that we're swimming in, so that people can figure out where they want to jack in with agency. Is going to list them out, like help them know what their actionality type is, and what bliss can come out of that for them that's sustainable as they do their work of helping building bridges that are helping us align and connect our diverse worlds. Yeah, love this technology. Love this technology. I want a place where I can put up words like invitationality sphere, and there are trusted people who start defining that, and then we get the definitions all put together, and then they do all the things, and I get to know the stuff, and I get to say yes, and then we see where it all connects into other things, and the computers that do all that, and we discover new ways of, that are simply possibilities for people to relate that will bring more bliss and power into what it is that they do. And come up with them, find them, and go, yes, that would work for here. If here is where you're playing with, and that's worth trying. Let us know how that goes. And they pay to get to look at that every day. See what we come up with. It's I want to have this fun. I want this fun. We keep saying it, and then we'll keep getting it. I keep saying it, we keep getting it. I'm at the edge of all of my resources, and I'm going to lay down soon. Fundances, a pool of about a pool of 30,000 a month. That's 30 people doing $1,000 a month of work. That's 30 turns at 50. That's $50 a month. That's 10 hours a week. That still leaves me all the room I need. If I'm seeing people every week, some people I'm going to see once a month because they're going to concentrate it in that time because we've done the other work. It's like that's what the most. Get that work done and then be able to do that kind of work with folks. My shaman's cave is becoming my house instead of my room. It's becoming my house and my land as a global shaman. That's what I was skirting around for myself with the pain. I am a global shaman. World keeps telling me that. I'm going to go with that. So, with this global tribe that I call, thank you for coming. Thank you for flying Planet J. We need, what do we want? We want delighted graphic artists, bookkeeper, some marketing people, because I want to talk about this invitationality instead of marketing, moving into something new where we're talking about enspherement enspherement and alignment, right? Mm, 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 mm. That was just exquisite. Yep, you nailed it. You nailed it, Linda. I'm on fire. You're on fire. Fantastic. So I'm pulling these pieces. Technology will allow us to stitch them together, and then I can look at them and go, oh, that's what I was trying to get to say. That's what I was saying in slide time. And we get to play that game too. I get to stitch things together too. Play the game too. I have things that I want to get done today. So I'm going to take a break for myself. And maybe I'll talk with you guys later and maybe not. Yeah, exactly. Slide time. I'm on TikTok too. I want to start that hashtag JWowTalk Talk and hashtag Planet JWowTalk Talk. TOK. Excuse me, both of those. I want to start those. All right. Somebody take over to be admin on my TikTok. That's going to be a thing. Looking for that person. All right. Y'all, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, TOK, as in TikTok. Yeah. I'll be using that over on TikTok. You start a hashtag of your talk, is what they're talking about, which I just love. All right. Thank you, sweet ones. Boy, I keep going right all the way out to my edges and then crashing. It is worth it. Did you see this? I've got through the pain because of y'all. I mean that. Thank you for the grace gift of your support, your love, your energetics. You saw it happen. You saw it happen. Okay? So let's go with the miracle thing and get things done. All right? Thank you. All right. Y'all take care. And until soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.